train to look for a solution.
Right.
You know, Deval, as the chair of the Nairobi Securities Exchange, one of the things that I found very interesting when I took on this role is the reality that there is actually too much money in the world. There is actually too much money. I mean, what is lacking is how these funds can be deployed. Okay, today, with the high interest rate regime in America, there's a lot of dollars flying back to the United States. But the reality is that for any good and viable project today on Earth, there's actually far too much funding to support that. And that leads me to my next point. I actually believe that there is a global conspiracy to ensure that some nations remain poor and others remain wealthy. And I think there's no deliberate and concerted effort to ensure that that gap is bridged. Debal, I can tell you with no fear of contradiction that if today the Western nations of the world sat down and said, let's end global poverty, it can be done overnight. Yeah, then it takes us back to your question of what is it that we can do. I think there's many things that we can do. One is obviously the issue of governance. Governance from a government point of view. Are we doing the right thing? Are we ensuring that we have policies that bridge the gap between wealth and poverty in your country? Are the leaders doing the right thing? Sadly, I mean, and this is a reality, I mean, despite our best efforts, today, if somebody is elected a governor in Kenya, it takes less than a year to be a billionaire.
Less than a year?
Less than a year. I mean, I don't know about the Rito. I think he was one of the few who perhaps didn't do...
I think in this forum also there was a governor who was...
and I'm not indicting
anyone,
the governors, but I'm just saying that we have a governance issue in the country. And we have it also at corporate level. What are we doing at the Nairobi Securities Exchange? We have ensured that all listed companies produce an ESG report annually. An ESG report is environment, it is sustainability, and it is governance. So we have had many companies lead the charge on that. We've got companies like Safaricom. All the listed companies today are producing an ESG report that shows what it is that they're doing to ensure that the environment is protected, to ensure that there is sustainability, embracing the circular economy, and to ensure that they have good governance practices to ensure, because you know that it has been proven many times that good governance ensures resilient wealth creation. We've also partnered to develop a tool that will help us score companies on the basis of their ESG. The last thing I want to talk about is climate activism.
Right, before you even come to climate activism, because you actually